Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. This is Al-Khaled, CISO of the Central Bank of Kuwait. Today, I'm going to talk about the subject of cybersecurity and cyber resilience in the banking sector. We are going to see our context as the Central Bank of Kuwait and our approach to solve the problems and the challenges we are facing, the challenges that we face and the challenges that we are facing. A little bit about myself, Al-Khaled. I am the manager of Information Security Department at CBK. I am responsible for cybersecurity and also business continuity for the Central Bank of Kuwait and for the banking sector. I am the head of Information Security Group, which is the members of the group are the CISOs of the banking sector. I am the member also of a GCC Central Bank Cybersecurity team, and also I am a member of the BIS, if you know BIS, Bank of International Settlements, an international organization and the oldest international organization in the world, GCRG Group, Global Cyber Resilience Group. The agenda of my talk today is simple. I'm going to make it very simple from my experience with communicating the cybersecurity to the community. You need to make things very simple because cybersecurity is a field, is a very technical field. There is a lot of jargon. There is a lot of deeply tech details where the general audience might not be able to grasp. So we are going to make it very simple, drawing the differences between cybersecurity and cyber resilience. Then we are going to talk about the context, our context as the Central Bank of Kuwait as an organization and Central Bank of Kuwait as a regulator. We are going to talk about our approach. How are we approaching the challenges that we are facing for cybersecurity? Through going through our list, going through our journey and list of achievements that we have made since the inception of cybersecurity as an internal function of CBK. And then some key challenges at the end. Now, key point, from cybersecurity to cyber resilience. Everybody's talking about cybersecurity and everybody's talking about cyber resilience. What is cybersecurity and what is cyber resilience? Cybersecurity, what is cyber? Does anyone know what is cyber? Now, cyber, as per the FSB Financial Stability Board, which we are a member of as the Central Bank of Kuwait, cyber is defined as relating to, within, or through the medium of interconnected information infrastructures of interactions among persons, processes, data, information systems. What does this mean? The cyberspace is the cyber of interconnected systems, interconnected data systems, information systems, and also networks. You're talking about GSM, you're talking about internet, you're talking about private, you're talking about this is what is defined as cyber, and cybersecurity is the security of this space, interconnected space. Now, what is cyber resilience? Now, cyber resilience has an additional element to cybersecurity, which is the ability of an organization to continue to carry its mission by anticipating and adapting to cyber threats and other relevant changes in the environment by withstanding, containing, rapidly recovering from cyber incidents. Now, cybersecurity is protection. Cyber resilience is being able to continue your business through respond and recovery. These are the key points the key differences between cybersecurity and cyber resilience. In short, if we want to explain, I'm drawing this now this cycle from NIST, National Institute of Standards and Technology of the US, Cybersecurity Framework. I'm sure people have talked about it in the morning. Now, NIST has a cycle of 5 functions. These functions are identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover. Simply put, if you are identifying your assets and protecting them, then you are doing cybersecurity, protectionism. If you are extending that to be agile and to be forward-looking and trying to detect what incidents might happen to your organization and to your assets, and then responding to them and continuing your business and then recovering from them, then you are talking about cyber resilience. So if you complete the cycle, then you are completing the cyber resilience cycle. Is everything clear? I cannot make it any simpler than that. Okay? Because really, if you allow me to say that, now cybersecurity and cyber is a field full of jargon. Everybody is saying terms that needs to be simplified to the public, needs to be simplified to the end. But this is simply put, I thought the NIST cycle NIST is one of the standards that we adopt in our cybersecurity framework for banking sector as well. Now, our context. I have a bigger cycle now. Now we have a bigger cycle. Now, this is my cycle. Now, this cycle shows the responsibility of the cybersecurity function, my department, within this ecosystem. We are the Central Bank of Kuwait in the middle here. We are part of the banking sector. We are also part of the government sector. We are part of Kuwait, of course. We are part of GCC, regional, the regional area, and then international community. Now, banking sector. If we talk about the banking sector, we are the regulator of the banking sector. We're talking about banks, exchange companies, fintechs, payments, finance companies, investment, KNet and SINET. And you know KNet and SINET. This is the banking sector. Now, the government sector is basically comprising from CITRA, NCSC, which is the National Cybersecurity Center, newly established, is being established right now. I think we have our colleagues from CITRA. We have KATE, the Central Authority for IT. We have MOI, Ministry of Interior. We have PASI, Hawaii, بطاقة مدنية. And we have the FIU, the Financial Investigation Unit, وحدة التحريات المالية. وحدة التحريات المالية is a separate entity now since 2013, but previously it used to be within CBK. But it was spinned out in 2013. Now, this is our government sector. In Kuwait, we have the public, and we will show you how we are, what relationships we have with the public, and we have with academia, and we want to also to show you what we are doing with academia as well. GCC, we are part of groups and working groups. We have GCC Cyber Group, we have GCC Payment Group, we have GCC Supervision, اللي هو رقابة. We have GCC AML اللي هو غسيل الأموال, اللي هي money laundering, and we have GCC FinTech as well. In the international arena, international community, we are part of the BIS, Bank of International Settlement, which is basically the oldest international organization combining central banks together. Part of FSISAC, which is an organization that is in the US, which is responsible for sharing, threat intelligence sharing, cyber threat intelligence sharing. We are part of CERES, a forum for international central banks, only specifically for cyber. We are part of SWIFT, and we are part of FAT. FAT is basically a working group, international working group for AML. AML and also the terrorist financing, anti-terrorist financing. So this is our ecosystem. We are, as a cybersecurity function, responsible to deal with all those entities. I'm talking about my department. We are responsible to talk about this whole ecosystem in order to establish the practice, whether internally or even within Kuwait or within GCC, and even internationally, by the way, even internationally. Our approach, with our approach, I'm going to talk about our journey, our achievements, how we do things. Because if I'm going to talk about every single item in the slides, I'm going to have a course, a huge or a long course. Our approach, how do we do cybersecurity as an organization, as CBK as a solo organization? First, we established our security function in 2005. We are now 17 years old. It was a unit in 2005, and the mandate of the unit was to establish information security management system. When I say information security management system, I don't mean it's a server or a firewall or anything else. It's a organizational management system, an umbrella of policies, of procedures and standards, audit requirements, and governance requirements to establish a practice of cybersecurity in any organization. This was based on ISO 27001-2005. Probably the previous speaker has talked about 2013, version 2013 and 2022. Yes, we have updated that, and we are moving with the update of the standard. So this is basically now this security function is responsible for the protection, identify and protect. Now, for cyber resilience, you need response, you need recovery. So we established IT Service Continuity Unit in 2012, and it is a bit old, by the way, because business continuity is only happening now in the past, only becoming a trend in the market. We did it in 2012, establishment of business continuity management system. Again, the same concept, but dealing with business continuity. Based on, there is a specific or ISO for business continuity called 22301, version 2012. This is what we have. Is this enough? No. With time, we have discovered that we need a physical security framework. It's not only IT security, we need a physical security framework. So we have a side project. We have done a side project by establishment of a framework on health, safety, and security framework. Which, why health and safety? There is a long story behind this, but you need to focus on security here. This has extended our risk assessments to scope physical security and operational resilience. Finally, in 2022, in January, we established our department. We extended this department. We had this business continuity join us. We established a full-fledged information security department, 2022. It combined cybersecurity and business continuity for the whole organization with the goal to achieve cyber resilience in the short term and organizational resilience and enterprise risk management in the long term. Everything is clear? Okay, good. This is CBK as an organization. Now, CBK as a regulator of the sector, we established, because you cannot do cybersecurity alone, you need to collaborate. So we established information security working group in 2016, which combines or which has members from all banking sector. We launched the cybersecurity framework for the banking sector between 2017 and 2020. We said to our banks, which are regulated entities, we want to join forces and we want to build a framework for the banking sector. So we did it in between 2017 and 2020, and we launched it in 2020. We launched the Swift CSP. Swift CSP is a program launched by Swift. We make it, we had to make it as a compliance mandate in 2017 with banks. Yearly, they have to yearly follow up on that. We launched Cyber Security Leaders Program, قادة الأمن السبراني, in 2018, batch 1, and 2019, batch 2, with a total graduates of 40. This is part of our social responsibility as a Central Bank of Kuwait to the community, is to train people in cybersecurity, again with the same comment I made in the panel, that we need to train them on niche skills, on specialized skills. We also, the ISO 27001, which we are compliant to, we made it as a mandate for all banks in 2019, and they are all compliant. PCI DSS, which is a standard compliance for payment cards, we made it also a compliance mandate in 2019, and we launched لنكن على دراية campaign in 2021. Have everybody heard about the campaign? لنكن على دراية. Can I see a show of hands? Oh, I think we are failing in reaching to the community, huh? We are, huh? Okay. You will see this in my last slide, that it is a challenge. You will see it in my last slide that I made it as a challenge. It is a challenge, okay? And also also in KNet page, the payment page. Now, our cybersecurity framework, just a glimpse. Cyber resilience is our goal. Everybody, we should be reaching to cyber resilience. It's a journey, that's why it's a cycle, and we have components of that, and we need to establish practices of governance, risk management, and compliance. Governance, risk management, and compliance are basically practices when it comes to economics and finance in the banking sector. But when it comes to operations and cybersecurity, no, it needs to be established. To assess banks, we have cyber crisis management in the banking sector. We have threat intelligence sharing, because you are not alone in the domain. And then you have a sectoral initiatives, awareness and training, cyber ranges, and also awareness campaigns. Now, CBK as a regulator within the national, within Kuwait, what are our achievements? We have participated in drafting the National Cybersecurity Strategy of CITRA 2017 and 2020. CBK is considered as a CNI, critical national infrastructure, because we hold critical national infrastructure, payment infrastructure of Kuwait. We have participated in the establishment of National Cybersecurity Center 2019 and 2021. We have launched Barnamij Kafa'a. Kafa'a means someone who's qualified. Barnamij Kafa'a has different streams. Some of the streams are risk management leaders, قادة إدارة المخاطر, cyber security leaders, قادة الأمن السبراني, scholarship program for master degree. This is our probably 8th year now. We send people. We have also a program to prepare Kuwaitis who want to work in the banking. If banks hire people or pick people, then we have a program specific for them to train them within CBK and also within banks. And then we have Harvard Executive Program, which is since 2009, executive program for banking leaders in Kuwait. CBK, as a regulator within the GCC context, what are our achievements? We spearheaded the cyber threat and intelligence sharing platform between GCC 2019 and 2021. We proposed that للجنة المحافظين في الGCC. كان البروبوزل من عندنا احنا ووافقوا عليه. We need to share information not only locally or also within GCC. We also proposed to establish a cybersecurity team. It was our proposal. وافقوا عليه. وصرنا احنا اليوم فريق، عندنا فريق since 2020 cybersecurity team GCC. We drafted the strategy and objectives. CBK has done that. We steered the execution of the threat intelligence sharing framework for all GCC. These are the achievements that we have done on the GCC level. CBK also has open channels between GCC cybersecurity team and international community. We need to be vibrant. Okay, احنا على مستوى الGCC, but احنا we need to go also internationally as well. So we spearheaded also opening channels with international community, connecting GCC with the international community. Now, CBK as a regulator within international context, we have worked with BIS, Bank of International Settlement, with 8 leading central banks in a pilot with Carnegie Mellon University. You know Carnegie Mellon University, Ivy League. Carnegie Mellon University has this infamous SEI, Software Engineering Institute. We developed with the 8 central banks, we were leading in that, a tool to measure and to gauge cyber resilience for central banks, developing on CMU's Carnegie Mellon CRA tool. So we sat together in one table and we developed a tool to assess critical services for central banks based on the CMU cyber resilience. Another engagement as well is that we are working with BIS in groups to develop frameworks for central banks, specific for central banks, which are basically in cyber risk management, zero trust architectures. You have heard about this, I'm sure you have heard about this. And also cloud and identity and access management, because now everybody is moving to the cloud, so we need specific framework for the cloud. My final slide, the key challenges, some of the key challenges, not all key challenges. We will not expose ourselves. First and foremost, shortage of cyber talent. Market for cybersecurity workforce is highly competitive. Government versus private. If you have the right people, they are easily headhunted with the private sector, سواء بالكويت, locally or abroad. Nationalization. Nationalization, this is just a tricky point. Nationalization is not a challenge in a traditional sense, but nationalization works best if you have a program to align graduates of schools with market requirements. يعني احنا ايش نبي منهم؟ نبي واحد يجيني almost جاهز. انا ما ابي شخص يجيني عاد كلش يعني، بس انا ابي شخص يكون at least aligned, because we have seen people through field engagement with مع الجامعة، جامعة الكويت. We have seen people that who are very smart, very sharp students, but they don't like security, or they are not, they have never been introduced to cybersecurity. So they want to go to illegal development, for example, because everybody is establishing his own platform, payment platform, or establishing his own. So this is a key challenge. Nationalization is not a challenge if you have everything right when it comes to the relationship between government and academia, or industry and academia. Cyber security, now this is the first challenge. Now the second challenge, cyber security awareness to the public, what you do is never enough. This statement is for you. لأن this is really a challenge. Reaching out to the community is not easy. Reaching out, what do I mean by reaching out? Reaching out, I mean covering all demographics, age اللي هو segments, and also Kuwaitis, non-Kuwaitis, صغار, كبار, شياب, shabab. It's not easy. But we have launched this program. We have only just 1 year from this. We have launched it. Your feedback is welcome. We are hungry and thirsty for feedback. So please give us your feedback on that. This is one thing. A second thing is that we are at a race with fraudsters and attackers. They are changing their techniques. So you have to move as fast as them, but you are a big organization. You are. It is not an easy task to do. This is the second challenge. The third challenge is supply chain risks. No one is fully immune, not even IT and security vendors. We have vendors here. Nobody is immune. We have seen high-profile incident in the US happening in the US. SolarWinds, for example, which is based, almost everybody is using SolarWinds because it's a good product. However, there is a supply chain risk that you have to manage, which is a third-party risk or a fourth-party risk management, which is a challenging task not only for the Central Bank of Kuwait. I was really shocked to see that this is a challenge even in the international community, even with the leading central banks in the international community. So this is a challenge, also a main challenge. The last one is geopolitical tensions regionally and internationally. And I think this is clear. One note on that is that the Kuwaiti diplomacy is a wise and balanced diplomacy. الدبلوماسية الكويتية متوازنة وما فيها مواجهات، ما تواجه، احنا مو يعني ما فيها مواجهات مع الدول الثانية. هذا يسهل شغلنا وايد. This makes our life easy. Because if you are in a war in a war with a country, or if you are in a confrontation with a country, then you start to see attacks coming from everywhere. I'm not saying that we are not seeing, even as a lateral damage, even as a lateral attacks, we are seeing every day. But also the position of Kuwait, the Kuwaiti diplomacy, the Kuwaiti position in the geopolitics regionally and internationally has or is helping us in that. مهدي اللعب. مهدين اللعب. احنا ما في. This is a very key point, a very key challenge, and this is my last point. Thank you. Thank you so much.